In this video, we're gonna go over the second warm-up exercise for our left hand. But this time, we're gonna add our pinky, our fourth finger. Remember, we have finger number 1, 2, 3, and now 4. The pinky is the most challenging to use, but we need to strengthen that one as well to be able to play some really fun things. So let's get into it. Make sure you have your pick and make sure your guitar is tuned for this. This is almost exactly the same as the first one, the first warm-up we did, but now we're adding our fourth finger. So we're starting on our first string just like the last one, playing our first string open, as you can tell from the tabs if you downloaded it and printed it out. But as you can see, we're starting on the first string with our open note, so no left hand whatsoever. Then the first fret, first finger, first string, just like the last one. Second fret, second finger, first string, and third fret, third finger, and now our fourth fret with the fourth finger. The pinky is going to be the most challenging one for most of us, so make sure that you're getting the note out clearly. It's easy to get a buzzing sound or a muted sound, so make sure you're pressing hard enough with that one. Sometimes I notice some of my students trying to use another finger to help the pinky press down, but that's not going to do your pinky any service in the future for when it does have to do things on its own. So make sure that that pinky it's the only one pressing down that string to get it out. You can also do it the way that I showed you before. You can take off each finger as you go, like I just did, or you can hold them down as you go. It's a little bit more challenging. You could pick whatever way you want to do it. You might want to move your thumb over though to do that, to have it be more efficient, and make sure it's not just sticking way over here. Make sure your thumb is adjusting as you go for that. And then you do that same thing on every single string. And whatever way you start, finish it that way and finish all the way up to the 6th string. Make sure you're getting every single note out. Don't worry about timing at first. Make sure every single note is coming out clearly. You're not hearing any muted sounds. You're not hearing any like buzzing sounds or weird sounds like that. Make sure they're coming out all beautifully and clearly, and then you can focus on them being in time. So starting out slowly, you don't even have to use a metronome, just kind of have them be very even if you want to, or you can use a metronome and then start off really slow, even slower than this. I'm going a little fast, and then try to stay in time that way and make sure everything's even all the way up the fretboard to the 6th string. And you can also practice with the practice video. Like I've said before, these warm-ups may seem repetitive, especially at first, and you have to repeat it a lot to get better, but that's what practicing is. We have to repeat everything over and over again to get better at it. But these are a great way to warm up your fingers, to get ready to really play the guitar, or you can even finish your whole practice session with it. It doesn't really matter. It is called a warm-up, but you can play it at the end. I feel like this is just a great way to get your fingers ready, moving, and challenged and strengthened and all of that, especially as we develop the speed, as we get every single note out and we start playing in time at a slow speed and then gradually speeding up. That's so good for your brain to get used to putting your hands in those positions, as well as your fingers just getting used to moving in ways that they have not before and at speeds that they aren't used to, especially as you get better at it and you move forward. If you make a mistake, back up, slow it down, and then just make sure you're getting those things out. When you can play this without mistakes, getting out every single string, then move forward, start playing with a metronome, or just start playing it at a slow speed in time without pauses in between. When you can do that, when you can get to the point where you can play at a slow speed with no pauses in between, then start speeding up the speed a little bit. And then if you find that you're making a lot of mistakes, then back it off a bit and so on, so it's okay to make mistakes and just keep practicing and making it better and better and better through them. But if you're making way too many mistakes constantly and playing things wrong constantly, you're going to want to slow it down, kind of gather yourself and get to the point where you're making very, very few mistakes, if any, and then move forward from there. Because sometimes too many mistakes means we're playing it too fast. I know a lot of my students in the past have always wanted just to have lightning speed fingers right away. And the way we develop that is to start slow.